The night was the night was just torture, absolute torture. There's two kinds of people in the world. Okay, forget that for a second. It's like I'm trying to process all of this all the time. My mind is constantly trying to process this, and the anger, the betrayal. I'm constantly remembering all these things, how I was failed by the medical system. And I was misdiagnosed and heavily gaslighted and heavily drugged and misled and failed and in a state of confusion and cognitive dissonance for decades. Confused, gaslighted, misdiagnosed, misled. And when you wake up to the truth and you're coming out of that and processing it, it's just the memories are there's years of memories to process. Like this spanned over 40 years. And I hate it. It's good to process stuff. It's good to learn the truth. The betrayal part of it is terrible. To be so failed by professionals and a system. And there being no justice. It's a really big pill to swallow. It's a big, dirty, jagged pill to swallow. And it's really, really hard to process. And we have to process their behavior, right? It's not just how did they fail me, but there's been a lot of nasty behavior throughout all of this, and a lot of victim blaming. And I heard a medical professional say on a video of a woman who was sent home to die. The deck is stacked against you as a patient. All the cards are stacked against you, medically and legally. The deck is stacked, and it's so hard. The injustice and the betrayal betrayal of your healthcare system, of your doctors, of your country. I don't know how people process this. And you can't turn to someone employed by the system. Even my family doctor knows that. And, you can't necessarily control your mind from all the memories coming. And, you know, this is processing 40 years of failure, repeated and collective failure, and 40 years of memories with all these providers. And my God, multiple medical injuries and cover-ups and betrayal. And oh God, hang on, gotta shut this off. Is that my alarm, or is that a vehicle backing up outside? God, I can't even tell. It's the exact same noise, isn't it? It was the alarm. So anyways, oh shucks. Gosh. So what I wanted to say is this, like, and I'm seeing during this process of uncovering of being of becoming unmedicated and learning the truth, becoming medically injured again, and online. There's all this information, right? We're living in an age of information that people have never had access to this much information ever in history. Not just medical information, but medication about psych stuff and family dysfunction. And we're living in an age of information that is just unprecedented. And for some of us on here, for some of us who've been medically injured, as we're waking up, I'm watching other people this happen to as well. As we're waking up to the medical system and the betrayal, and we're also waking up to our dysfunctional families and what's all happened with our families. And we're processing all of that at the same time. And it's been unbelievable. I started, like it's going down the rabbit hole, right? I started processing, just beginning to wake up with the medical system, I would say 15 years ago, and 13 years ago, just starting to wake up with everything in my family, and trying to figure it all out. And If you grew up in a family being gaslighted and manipulated and being the scapegoat, there were 6 of us kids in the family, and absolutely my brother was used as a scapegoat, and I am the scapegoat now. And scapegoat is choosing somebody in the family. Well, I won't even get into it. There's a family scapegoat and there's a medical scapegoat, right? And anyways, there's 2 kinds of people in the world, and maybe 3. When you do something wrong, when you've accidentally harmed somebody, you're going to admit if you've harmed somebody, you're going to admit, you're going to be horrified, you're going to be sorry that you did it, you're going to apologize, you're going to react appropriately. You're going to have remorse. You're going to apologize. And then there's the other kind of people, and that is they will lie, they will manipulate, they will do whatever they have to do to escape accountability. They would rather die than apologize. They would rather you die than apologize. They will do anything not to fix what they've done. They will blame you for what they've done. They will do whatever it takes to not admit and not be held accountable. They will lie, they will manipulate, they will make up stories about you. And in fact, you see that in families, and you also see that in the medical system. And what the world refers to those people as are narcissists. But there's an argument in the medical system, with these medical providers. Are they really narcissists, or is it they're afraid? There's this wimpy, sucky excuse making for doctors. Well, it hurts their egos. Well, they've worked so hard to get this degree. And, it hurts their egos that they made a mistake. So they will lie. And they will make up stories about what happened. They'll change the narrative, or they'll make up things about you, which is absolutely horrifying and a huge betrayal of trust, horrible stab in the back. And the public has no idea how common this is. And collective cover-ups, and they will cover up for each other when they do this. It's just so much betrayal. It's so damaging. It's so traumatizing when you find out the truth. It's just so much. It's layer upon layer upon layer of betrayal. And it is so hard to swallow. And they will blame you, and they will make up, not all of them, because there are some of them that will act like normal human beings. And they will be so resentful to hear this. They rage at the truth. But they think this is normal. That it's okay to cover up, to the point where you're lying and harming people to cover up for what they've done.